Right. So, as part of Appian, because in the last session we discussed about Appian part, right? So, Appian is a business process management tool which majorly used to create any business processes and all everything, irrespective of the organization or the domain we belongs to. In this regard, it's always important for us to create plugins for Appian because as far as the configuration itself is concerned, as far as the plugins are concerned, there are different plugins which normally we have to create. So if you want to create plugins and all, it's always important for us to understand about the kind of modules which are included in it, because there are different modules we have, like either it can be a component module, or it can be a connected module, or it can be a data type, or it can be a functions or servlets, right? So smart services, these are the different modules we have. So once we have selected the modules, whatever the plugins you wants to create is what something which we have to be performed here in this regard. At the same time, when it comes to the objects itself is concerned, there are different objects which normally we can create. So these objects may be uh, useful for data type creations, or if it is maybe for data storage purposes, or if you want to create any kind of expression rules and all everything, this uh, data application objects and all everything will be created in this regard. At the same time, if there is any kind of unpreferred objects we have and all, so even unpreferred objects can also be created in this regard. So when it comes to the application, whatever you can see over here, whenever we are talking about an Appian as an application by itself, it's always important for us to create. It means if you want to create any kind of Appian application, right? So if you want to create any kind of new application for Appian, all that stuff, right? So here we can develop the application from the scratch. That is one availability, one possibility we have. Or else one more possibility where we can import the application, right? So if you want to import the application from another sources and all everything, we can import that. So there are two ways. One is to import the application at the same time, or else if you want to create any new application, so we can create a new application on our own. Now, if you want to create a new application for uh, maybe for Appian point of view, generally I'm just taking one application for POS, which is about point of sale system, right? So I've just taken it as POS, which is a point of sale system. Of course, this is for um, simple purposes. Right? So POS is what something which normally we have taken, right? So because this POS application maybe uh, will have because point of sale system is a retail kind of application, I can say, right? So retail kind of application we are using it, and yes, we can save it, right? So that's where generally we are updating it, right? So if you want to build any kind of application security, or if you want to create any kind of new process models, right? So or else if you want to create any kind of new record types and all everything wants to create, we can do it, right? So new process models means if you want to create any kind of process model for existing one, okay? Because for example, if you want to create new process model folders, so going for creation of new process models by giving some description as well as the folder name, and we can create the process model. Or else if you have already existing process model, whatever we have, so the same process model can also be used in this regard. So this is how generally whenever we are working on Appian, whenever you try to develop any kind of applications for the requirements what we have, or else if you want to create any kind of packages and all everything, this is what and how usually this Appian application is being used. At the same time, if you want to create any kind of create or record any kind of types or something of that sort, or else if you want to connect to any kind of web APIs or creating some new web APIs, right? So if you want to create a new web APIs, right? So for example, we have taken a hello world as a basic, right? So basic thing we have taken, right? So whenever we have taken an hello world example, wherein if you want to create an web API, wherein we will be using this uh, by choosing the template what we have, or else if you want to create it from the scratch, we can create it as separate. So these are the different options we have whenever we are working on Appian application. So this is how generally whenever we are working on Appian application, this is what and how usually this creations and all everything will be done. So being into the role of an Appian professional, right? So because into development side or being into business analysis side or something of that sort, right? So because an Appian team member, I mean to say, right? So either you may be a developer or an Appian business analyst or an architect or someone. It's always important for us to know about how to create the applications and how to create new sites and portals, etc. At the same time, it's always important for us to create different process models if you want to create or if you want to connect to the systems and all these things can be connected over here, right? So this is what something which Appian is all about. Tomorrow I'm going to discuss about how this process model or business workflows can be created, especially as a role of a business analyst or something. It's not only for a BA, because even creation of packages, a developer can also be done that. Architects, of course, architects will develop solution architecture for the project. That's a different thing altogether. This is what something which we must be knowing. So this part I'm going to discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay, bye.